morning, everyone. Happy New Year's Eve and welcome. I am Gina coming to you from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, where I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And welcome. It is New Year's Eve. This is the last class of 2025 and we will be jumping into 2026. When you guys get on, say hello. Tell me what's new and exciting. If you have any big plans for the holiday here. Pulling myself up. Hello, Deborah, coming from Texas. I hope your weather is nicer there than it is here. We've not had a very nice week. It's been snow and ice, and now it is currently snowing again. So, I don't know. I'm done with winter already, but I don't need it 90 degrees either. But, you know, 60 degrees would be good. I'm asking for a lot, I know, but whatever. Anyways, hello, Sandy is here. Kelly is from Texas. Margina's here from Wyoming. Okay, I've got you guys popping on. So today's class is Peaceful Days, the Scrapbook Workshop Kit class. And what I do with those is Angelique is here. I never get to see Angelique on here, and Tracy is here. So what I do with those kits is I take them apart and we make 6 alternative scrapbook pages, and I've got 5 cards also to go, and it's all using the kit. So hello, Sherry. In order to get this class with me, it's a $70 order. You need to either have the Peaceful Day kit already or add it to your order. And then order whatever else you need for the $70, whether it's adhesive or a stamp set or whatever you need in your stash. And once you guys have that, once you place your order, then I start to prep your kit. So you get an additional kit from me, which includes cardstock, die cuts, all the kits for the cards, gems, ribbons. So you get an additional kit from me for placing that order with me. So we'll hop to that in just a moment. I'll show you a few of the classes I have. I've kind of been on every day. I went like 5 weeks without you guys, and now like I can't get enough of you guys, right? I've been here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and hopefully I'm better today than I was. I think I must have been hitting a low. I was doing 2 lives yesterday, so at about 4 hours in, I don't know, I was making mistakes, and it all worked out good, but I was like, what is going on with me? And good thing I was good entertainment for all of them. So hopefully I have my act together this morning, and we're doing better than we did later yesterday afternoon. So what we did, we were here on Monday, and we did the morning create class. And just kind of went with a wintry theme here. So you get these 3 cards, $19 plus shipping. I don't remember what I was going to say, but it'll come to me later. So we have this class we did on Monday. And yesterday I was here and we did the technique class, and we used those beautiful snowflake masks and made these 4 cards. So those of you who are blue fans, we got blue in here, my purple fans, and for any pink fans out there, I don't know of anyone who's a pink fan, but I know there's a lot of purple, there's a lot of blue out there, and I'm gonna get you guys all to be Team Orange someday. So this class is 22. If you want any of these kits, please reach out. You guys can find me on Facebook. You can find me on email. Send me an email. If you would like condensed shipping with Christine, I don't know what her January date is. Do you happen to know, Annette, what day is shipping? No? Okay. So for those of you who want combined shipping to save on costs, let me know when you email me so that we can get you reduced costs on that. Otherwise, I think that's it. So who's ready to stamp? Annette is. Annette's been working hard all week. She's been here every day like I have. We're all living here. Okay, so this is our first card we're going to do. So we're going to do our 5 cards first. Deborah, you said you had 75 degrees a few days ago, but a cold front came in yesterday. Wow, that does not sound too awful to me, that's for sure. Okay, so our first card, got your piece of DSP. We've got a Misty Moonlight matte. We have our 2 labels here, and then we need to bring in, this is the sticker sheet from the Peaceful Days. So in each kit comes 2 sheets of like die cut pieces and then a sticker sheet. So we're going to be using these 2 stickers and these 2 stickers. So we'll burnish, glue. So does anyone have any big plans for New Year's? Anyone do anything fun? We will probably pull out a few games, watch a little TV. But I did notice this morning that that plan might change, as I noticed it was only 59 degrees in my house. And the heat's set a little bit higher than that. So I hope we don't have a heating issue. So we may be dealing with that. I'm not sure. I have to wait for the husband to get home from work and have him take a look at things. Okay, so this can go right on. I hear noise all of a sudden, and I must have my volume up just a smidge that I could hear it going through. January 13th is the date. Okay, so I would say you guys have until, oh look at, she has the 26th calendar up already. Till the 7th to place your orders. That way I have time to cut the kits and get them all shipped out. So I'm kind of on the back end of Christine when I do my shipping. She's got everything prepped and done the month before and ships that month. I do mine during the month, and so everything for December, and obviously I did everything this week, but anything I would do in December would ship in January. So I'm kind of opposite. She's shipping the beginning of December for all of December. I will ship December, take orders, and ship in January. So I know that can be a little confusing for some of you that are newer to me. So just kind of know that we're a little bit opposite, but we do try to condense shipping to save you guys some costs. Okay. Kelly, you're one of those that will stay inside. I agree. We don't usually go out or do anything like that. We very much are a stay-at-home, stay bundled in kind of family, play games, eat junk food, you know, all that, those Christmas cookies and things like that. Chris came in yesterday. It was funny. She's snacking on an apple, and I said, "Look at you being all good and eating healthy." And she goes, "Well, it was an apple or peanut butter balls?" And I said, "Well, I would have chosen the peanut butter balls myself," but she was being all good, eating healthy. She's starting the new year out before it even happens. Okay, so I'm using, this is with this in mind. Oh, with you in mind, that's what it's called. And I love this big stamp, and it fills in that whole label. Okay, so we're gonna pop this up and then pop it up again. Anyone else do anything fun for New Year's? I've tried in the past to watch the ball drop. You know, we'll put it on for the last 15 minutes. And what time is it? 10 o'clock that it drops here? No, 11 o'clock. And then I try to tell the kids, Mom can go to bed, because, you know, sometimes at 10 o'clock I'm ready for bed. And they're like, Mom, you can't go to bed. You got to stay up till midnight. I think that's what happened last year. And then it was, I don't know, quarter to midnight. And all of a sudden Bella's like, I'm going to go to bed. I said, oh, no, you're not. You made me stay up. I wanted to go to bed. And you wouldn't let me, so I made her stay up those 15 minutes. Ooh, Carissa's going to the Milwaukee Wave game. That's soccer, right? That's the soccer team in Milwaukee? I believe so. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our 2 stickers. Now we're going to be covering up half of the sticker. So we're going to tuck this in here. Now I tend to tuck things. It's up to you how you want to do things. But I'll lift my label up and tuck. But now on New Year's Day, we'll go out to the farm and celebrate Christine's birthday and have a big fabulous meal and play games out there. So we'll do that tomorrow. I should think about how old is she going to be. She is going to be 46, I believe. If my math is mathing. Are the sticker sheets the same as they are in the DSP? I want to say yes, they are. But don't quote me on that. I feel like in the past, the sticker sheet has been the same. Now we're actually going to cover up this leaf in here. Like that. I'm going to do the same up here. We're going to cover this leaf up. Now you could cut this leaf off and do something else with it if you would like. We're gonna bake a linen thread bow, and that will tie up this card. The nice thing that I like about doing these workshops and making cards is it doesn't matter. I don't have to think about what size DSP that I really want to use, because I'm not thinking for a class and how much can I get out of a sheet. And you get your own sheet, and it's up to you if you want to use that big of a piece or if you want to use something smaller. It's completely up to you. So I like that I can sometimes use a bigger piece of DSP on a card. Oh, okay, Deborah, so you're making some German food. What will you be making for German food? I shouldn't say we. I helped my husband make, he wanted Stalin for Christmas morning. That was a tradition that his grandma always made, was Stalin. And his mom always bought a Stalin for Christmas Day, but she never like made it homemade. So this year I was gonna make a Stalin, which I made the dough and I did all that, but then when it came time to that final rolling and adding of the fruit, my husband ended up doing it because I went back to bed on Christmas Day. I got up, I made the cinnamon rolls and put them in the oven, had them bake, and then I don't know, I was really tired and I went back to sleep. So he ended up being on his own making the Stalin. Margine, I agree with you. The games, the puzzles, all of that are all great. That's what we do, and like I said, hopefully we can stay awake, but you never know. If I take a nap today, maybe I can get a nap in when I get home. I took one yesterday. I must have been tired from all that videoing. Videoing is hard work, you guys. Okay, and then I'm going to use this Best Wishes and stamp that on the inside. There we go. And I love the colors in this set, a little bit different color combination. The blues with the brown, I feel like gives it kind of a little bit, I guess I would say kind of rusticness to it. And I think it's a nice winter combination. You know, we've just come off of Christmas and maybe a lot of red and green and colors like that, and now, you know, the blues and the browns make a nice color combination. So we'll glue this on the inside, and our first card is done. There we go. And this kit will come with rhinestones. So you'll be able to add your rhinestones to this. Okay, card number 2. I had fun with this one. This is a great, you want to use your scraps up. So we've got all these different squares here, just using all the different patterns from the kit. And I think they're 1 1/4 inch squares. So you're going to have 2 pieces of white, both 4 by 5 1/4. And then you're going to lay out your pieces. And you're leaving just a small border around there. Okay, so now we can adhere these, and I'm going to start in the corners. So you're leaving more like I would say like a 1/16 of an inch border. Mary, first too early, now late. You were so excited. I must have you all confused this week. I've been on at 9. I've been on at 11. Poor Mary, she's so confused. It's winter. We'll blame it on winter. Okay, then once you've done your corners here, you can go in and fill in with the rest. So red cabbage, I don't know what rollodenne is, noodles, cucumber salad, and fruit salad. Well, it all sounds good. I think that we are doing very simple. We've got some battered shrimp And we'll either throw some fries in the oven, or maybe my kids like to make fried potatoes, so maybe we'll do fried potatoes. And then we have all sorts of snacky foods, kind of left over from Christmas dips and things to eat up. So that's what we'll probably do tonight. Okay, so now that we have these all glued, I should make sure that my square fits in here good. So this square is from, you get, I think it's 5 sheets of 2-tone cardstock. So this is the crumb cake. I think there were 3 pieces of crumb cake, a piece of pecan pie, and Secret C were the options. So we're gonna bring in Secret C for our ink, and I just stuck my fingers in the ink. Uh-oh. I hope this isn't a telltale sign of what's to come here. Stamp that in the middle. Good morning, Miss Karen. You got your driveway all cleaned out just for it to start snowing again. I know, and I think it's supposed to stay snowing for a little bit, or snow and then stop and then snow again. I don't know what they're saying for like snow accumulation, but we have to get ours cleared out too from yesterday. We'll see if my little guy can get off his phone and do that before I get home. We shall see. You know, when you're not there to supervise, it's sitting, he was snuggled in on the couch on his phone when I left, and he's home alone again, so who knows, he probably went back to bed, said, Mom is gone, I can go back to bed. Okay. So I've got that popped up. We're gonna take another one of these stickers, and I'm just gonna pop up the ends of the leaves because we're already popped up here on the corner. So that's gonna go like that, and then there are a bunch of flowers in this kit. So you get a bunch of these. These are part of the die cuts in the kit. And we will just add that on there. It looks like till 2 o'clock. Oh, yucky. Hello, Polly. There we go. So that's really simple and a great way to use your DSP scraps. You know, we always have scraps and sometimes we just don't know what to do with them, and this is a great way to do that. And you will have a bunch of these flowers actually left over that I didn't use. So you can either add them more to your pages, or you can add them to the inside of your card. I'm not sure what I want. I like the sentiment, but I'm not sure if this will be a thank you card or a get well card or what I want this to be. So I'm actually gonna leave my inside blank and make it more personalized when I need a card. So we've got that. So card number 3. Let's see, I don't want to lose all my pieces here. Is right here. Look at this. And I was going through my stash of things and going, I could use some sympathy cards. And you know, I don't enjoy making sympathy cards because, you know, who wants to have to give a sympathy card? But I never have enough of them or have one when I need one. So this is from the Peace on Earth set, and it has a really beautiful sympathy sentiments in it. And so, and this paper is just so pretty that I thought a few of these would make really nice sympathy cards. So we've adhered our GSP to our mat, and now onto our card base. And we are going to bring our cloud cover and a blending brush. And we're going to add a little bit of, I guess, some sky to our background. And what this will do is help our doves kind of pop off the page a little bit, so you don't have that white on white. And going in circular motions when doing this helps keep the ink more blended, I would say. And I always go off over here to my side and then I go on. I might not need to do that really with this one. It probably needs some re-inking. That seems to be the theme this week. I find that I needed a lot of re-inking. So hopefully over the next week or so, I'll be able to take some time and just kind of sit and re-ink all of my ink pads. So you can make this as light or as dark as you want, and I think that's pretty good. And we're going to do our heart felt prayers in Secret Sea. And then we can adhere this to our other arch. And pop it up. And it's funny because I'm seeing glitter everywhere. And so yesterday, I used some glitter. So my shimmer embossing paste was all dried up. So, but I felt like the white paste just wasn't enough for my card. I wanted something more. So I added glitter to it. And of course I have, and I changed my card as I was designing it, so I ended up die cutting it after I embossed and had glitter. So there's glitter on my plates. I see there was, you know, when I die cut this arch, there was glitter here. So I've got glitter everywhere. I did try to clean up Christine's space, but I wiped it all down, but there's still remnants of glitter everywhere. It's just me giving a little pixie dust everywhere. Annette, are you stamping away over there?
I am.
Oh man, she's working hard. I can hear the light thump over there.
Yep. It's lots. Let's just say it.
Okay, so one up there and one down here, and I think I forgot my black marker, but I like to take a marker. I just feel like they need some eyes, so I just take like a fine tip Sharpie or Stampin' Right markers, and just put a little black dot there. I didn't do it on that one, but I know I did on my other card, and just to give them some eyes. And then we'll stamp our inside. Now let's flip that over and try that again. Better. Okay, so there is our third card, and I think the DSP and all that just kind of, it makes it a really elegant card. Card number 4, another one that uses some scraps. So we're using some strips here. These are 1-inch strips. So these are going to go like this. So they're going to go like opposite corners. So this one's going to go over here. These two are the same size. So this one's going to go off to the right. This one's going to go to the left. And then you have 2 of these that are the same size. And you're kind of doing the opposite with those 2. One's going to be up, one's going to be down. And then you're leaving about 1/8 of an inch or so border. I'm gonna be smart here and do my gluing all at once. Hello, Kathy. Happy New Year's Eve to you. So there we go. Really simple card again. We're going to bring in that heartfelt prayers and stamp that. And Secret C. And before I put that on, we're going to bring that linen thread in. And we're doubling it up. And And we'll lay that across our card in the center. We'll wrap it around. And now this is ready to go on to our card base. So just like that, I'm going to pop up the label. And our dove. And I gave this one some eyes. So you guys can look and see what you like best. So place that in the center. We'll put our dove up here. And of course, whoa, there's a lot of juice in that Stella pen. Stella up our bird. And oh, I need to do a bow. Definitely like the eyes. I feel like they feel naked without eyes. And I know sometimes we had the one Christmas set too. I think it was like a religious stamp and had the people, but they didn't have any faces. And I don't know, I think that's kind of odd. Looks more realistic, I think. Because I don't know about you guys, if I see birds without eyes, I might get freaked out. Okay. So of course you'll add your rhinestones. You could use a rhinestone for an eye too if you didn't want to use a marker. Put our bow off to the side here. Stamp the inside. Happy New Year's Eve, Patty. What are your plans? Oh, I almost put this in upside down. That would be sad, right? Okay. So card number 2 done. So you got some really great cards just using scraps. So there, oh, did I say card number 2? Card number 4. We're on card number 4. And for our final card, we have this one. Look how pretty those blues are. I don't know. I really like them. I know Carissa would be a fan too. Okay. So we have 2 strips of Misty Moonlight. they're gonna go on the sides. Another way to use up some of those scraps. We all have those 1/2-inch strips collecting at home. Patty, you'll be entertaining. And tomorrow you plan to be in your craft room. That sounds like a fabulous day. Okay, so once you have those two pieces on, you can adhere this strip to the front of your card base. And then this is a strip of DSP. These, yes, these strips are long enough, Mary. So yesterday I found 2 strips sitting in my stash of glimmer paper, and I had a card that was very similar to this, and they were just like an 1/8 of an inch too short, but I just went with it. I'm like, you know, and Mary's being so helpful, and she's giving me ideas of, well, then cut your paper down and do this, and I was coming up with excuses as to why I couldn't do that or do this, but we were just going with it. My pieces were a hair too short, but we went with it. But today they are the correct size, so funny. So also in these scrapbook workshops, you get like specialty DSP. So this is one of the DSPs that, usually there's 2 different ones that you're not going to find in the regular DSP packs. So that strip goes along there. And then we have some cloud cover ribbon. So we'll put a strip. Patty, you would cleaning the house but rather be making cards. I totally agree. It's housework or cards. I'm always going to choose cards. I don't know what anybody else would choose, but so my end's a little frayed, so I'm just, wow. I'm going to trim that a little bit, and this is just going to go in the center like that. They can be, I agree, Patty. Sometimes your mistakes can turn into fabulous cards. You never know what you might create. And then we're going to bring our sentiment in, big hugs for a good friend, and we're going to stamp that in Misty Moonlight. And then pop this up. And I will once again leave my inside blank because I feel like this could be a lot of things. Could be a birthday, thinking of you. Add your rhinestones. Put your inside in there. So we got all 5 cards. So these are all using the kit. So here is our loot of cards here. So there we go. 5 cards using the kit. Now, on to our scrapbook pages. All right, let's see what I have here. I came in a little bit earlier and I started cutting. I didn't have my kits cut for myself, so I started cutting everything, and so we're just gonna go with what's on top here. So what I have here are 2 half sheets. We're gonna adhere these together. And this is what we're gonna do. We're going to line them up like so. I'm gonna see, hopefully Chris has enough. Thank you for the love, you guys. Has enough tape. So I just took my Scotch tape at home, line these up, and taped them together. So I cheated. Okay, so now you have one piece of 12 by 12 paper, okay? And then you're going to take, this as a strip of the pecan pie 2-tone paper, and we are going to crumple it up. I wanted to add a little bit of texture to my page. So just crumple this up, put it in your hands, make a big ball. Okay, then we're gonna smooth it out, and it's okay if you tear a little piece. I'm going for that rumpled look. If you don't want the rumpled look, that's okay. Just leave yours flat. Now, one thing I will tell you, see how I've got all this red? I've used a lot of red paper and sanded with it. So I'm going to use my side here that doesn't have as much red, because when you file, some of that red will transfer on to the white. So I want some of the white core to peek through here. So I'm just going to lightly go through, and you can see now I've got some of that white coming through. Now, when I did this the first time, I took this bright red side, and when I started filing it, this white part actually started turning a little pink. So, so just beware, like you want a block that maybe doesn't have a lot of color, because it can turn the white core a different color. Mary, that was really hard for you to watch me crumpling up that paper. I know, it was like I was almost going to throw it in the trash, but it's not. It's beautiful art. Okay, so now just beware when you do that, your paper has now shrunk. So it's actually not 12 by 12. So it's just slightly, you know, you've got about 1/4 of an inch there. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna tear this in half, because we're gonna be covering it. And now you can glue these down, and that will, no one will know you've stretched your paper out. Now you do probably wanna make sure that you've got this glued pretty good with all the wrinkles. So line that up on the edge. So there we go. Press that down firmly. It wants to kind of buckle up because you put all those ripples in it. Okay, so now you need a piece of white. What I did, I know this is like shame on me. I'm going to cover up this DSP, but I wanted a white background, and the kit didn't come with any whites. And I could have cut white out for you guys, but it makes it harder for shipping. So this way, I didn't have to worry about that. So you guys are going to cut a square like this. And you will get 4 Secret Sea photo mats. I'm not seeing them. Maybe I didn't cut them. Here's white ones. Okay, so you would put, we're gonna put this down, and then I'll show you the page. Actually, wait, before we do that, we need to add some ribbon, and I thought this ribbon worked really well with this set, and it gives it, like I said, it gives it some texture. So you're gonna take 2 strips here. Place it in the center of your strip. Like that. Now you can put your white piece on. You could also use, if you didn't want to use the DSP, the backing that comes in the kit. You could use this, you could cut this down and use that as your white piece also. Oh, look at what I did, you guys. I put glue on the white side. Oh, man. We're gonna have to let this dry. This is not going to be my moment, apparently. Okay, we're gonna cut that backing up. We're gonna try this again. Gotta love live TV. You guys get all my errors. Anything goes. Mary, you were screaming no. I know Mary had to scream at me yesterday too, because so we were doing a private video that I had for the group that ordered the the Creative Surprise box, and in there they got to make a journal, and I ended up putting all my DSP and paper on first, but I was supposed to add my ribbon on, and I totally forgot to do that. And then I grabbed the wrong color of ribbon, so they were all going to be having Secret C ribbon, but I was making one for Bella, and she wanted red ribbon. And Mary was yelling through the phone at me on the video and going, "You're supposed to use red." And I'm going, oh, so I had to pull it all up again. Like I said, that was towards that last hour of my video there, and I'd already been videoing for 4 hours, so I'm going to blame it all on that. Whether that's a good excuse or not, I'm not quite sure, but oy ay ay. What a hot mess. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, so we've got that down, we're gonna bring in that ribbon again. And this is a sticker. I just took this off the sticker sheet. And I could roll with it, Margine, but I feel like the blues don't all go together. I'm one of those things that sometimes things don't color-wise work for me. And okay, so I'm making a loop here, so it's folded in half. I'm going to put that loop through the hole. I'm going to open that hole and put my 2 tails through it. Maybe. There we go. Now this is a little bit tougher ribbon to kind of slide and do with because it's webbed like that, but be patient with it. Then we're going to cut some of this off because I shouldn't have glued that edge down completely. There we go. So that's going to go up there like that. You can cut your tails down. And then down through here, we have this large leaf. It's gonna go like this. But first you're gonna do this. This is the part that I must have forgot. So you're gonna have 4 squares of Secret C. You're gonna put that on in the middle. And then this is from the die cut sheet. So this is where you can do your little bit of journaling. And now we're doing this little corner right here. So we've got that. I think this is one of these. So like I said, these are using the stickers. What are you looking for?
Spoon in her, right next to the phone. See
The ornament?
spoon? No,
Oh, the
other phone.
spoon. Okay. You're welcome. She must need to re-ink too. I should bring all my pads over for you, Annette. So this is going to go over here like this. And then in the die cut sheets, you're going to have some little pecan pie sprigs. So we're going to put those over here like so. And then gather up There's some larger flowers and some smaller flowers. So I'm looking for a larger one and a smaller one. So we've got that there. Now you could also, if you didn't want white flowers, you could also sponge some color on these. I'm going to tuck that little one under. So there we go. Like I said, you'll have your 4 squares. You'll put your journaling piece down here in the corner. So this is page 1. And like I said, you'll add your rhinestones and things like that. So I'm probably, usually when I create these pages, I do them so that if you open a book, they're side by side. But as I was cutting them, I probably have them all out of order. And I don't want to shuffle things around because I have my pieces all cut. So we're kind of doing this a little bit out of order. And before I ink up any of my pages, we better clean these up. And we'll get that all out of the way. Okay, so you're gonna need your Secret C two-tone paper. Actually, this is not two-tone paper. This is one of those specialty DSPs in the kit. And you usually know that because they have the white background on the back. Okay. So this is gonna go here like this. You're gonna cut some DSP. So we're gonna have a piece of this blue DSP is gonna go I'm forgiven. She was happy with it, so that's all that mattered, Mary. Okay, and then this one, oh, we gotta do this first. See, I got ahead of myself. We have a strip of the two-tone pecan pie, and we're just gonna tear it. So choose which side. I mean, I want the light side up. But if you want the dark side, have that up and then tear it towards you. And then this, did I leave myself enough space to tuck it in? Look at that, I did. It's gonna go like that. Then you're gonna take this weave ribbon, and that's gonna go on here like so. So I'm gonna put a little strip right here. And then we will wrap this around. So did anyone get any cool gifts for Christmas? Any of their Stampin' Up! Wish list under the tree? And you want to leave the backing on. Don't take it off. That way you can slide your pages in and out of your page protectors without them sticking, or it's sticking to anything else. Okay, so now we can put this piece on. And it's gonna go the long way. So it's gonna go about center of this strip from here to here and just slightly over on this side and over more to your right. Okay, now let's find all my other goodies. Here's a mat. Here's a mat. And then these two circles are from the kit. So we'll adhere these two right away. Oh, I don't want this one though. I want Cherished and Loved. So those go like that. You're gonna need a dove. A large flower and a smaller flower. And then some of your sticker leaves. Okay, so we're gonna put our photo mats on first. Oh no, Margine had her water heater go out. That's awful. But like you said, you get a nice warm bath. You have a nice relaxing, treat yourself. Make it feel like a spa day. I hate when those things happen though. Then you have to say Merry Christmas to me, and that was not on your list, I bet. So this is going to go over your page here and up higher than lower. I hope you guys are understanding my directions. And then this one will go above your beige strip. Oh, no spa day for Margine. She does now. Now she's got lovely hot water. And this one will go lower, leaving a slight gap between the two. And then we're going to pop our circle up. And that gets tucked over here, like so. Add our dove. And now we'll bring in our stickers. So we're using 2 of these right here. I'm going to pop up the ends. And I just stuck my stickers together. Okay. So these are going to overlap like that. And then you're going to take your large flower and where they overlap, they'll cover, and then one more leaf to go on the opposite side. And that'll go right there. And then you also have these little hearts here. So we're gonna add a few of these. And of course, I'm gonna pop them up, but you could lay them flat. So Stampin' Up! Announced yesterday, I don't know how many of you know, but they are no longer doing sale-a-bration, but they will be bringing bonus days in January. So starting the 6th with the new catalog. So now all you have to do is add some rhinestones to finish this one up. Starting with the new catalog, which I believe is the 6th, through the end of January, I think maybe till February 1st. For every $50 you spend, you get a $5 bonus book. And then you can redeem those come February 2nd, I believe. And redeem them in February. So that's gonna be the promotion there. So we have this. It's gonna go in the center. You have 2 strips of that pecan pie. We're gonna tear them again. How many of you took advantage of the $5 special this month? I forget what they're calling it. And got the pretty blue DSP. So we'll have a new one come January. So for those of you who place a $75 order, you will get access. So Christine started a group, and we're all creating a project, and it's getting all compiled together, and those of you who purchased that will get access to the projects that we all created. So that is my last thing to do for this year. And then I can move on to my January projects. Oh, I did not put that one on very good. There we go. Okay, so then this will go down the center, roughly. I don't think when I designed this, I intentionally put it down the center, but then when I was done, I'm like, oh, I guess this is kind of down the center. Then you have these 2 blue circles. And I was supposed to be able to tuck these in, and I didn't do that beforehand. See, this is what happens when I think I know what I'm doing, and then I go off kilter, and I don't. So I wanted to tuck these. We're gonna lift them up a little bit. This is gonna get tucked like that. Good thing my glue is still forgiving. Let's see if I can lift this side up. So you want to adhere your circles before you put your strips on, probably. I think what I did is I put my strips on first. I do so much designing, I'll be honest, I kind of forget what I do sometimes. And then as I'm doing it, I'm going, oh yeah. And I'm gonna cut a little bit of this off because, like I said, I should have glued this on before, but I didn't. This is how I roll, you guys. There we go. This is what was happening yesterday at the end. Not even at the end yet, though. That's the sad reality. Okay, so we have that. Then you have this little journal on your happy days here. We're gonna pop this up. And this is gonna go on the circle and on your brown DSP. But it's gonna go lower, so it's not gonna, you're not gonna have the circle down here, but just around the edge up here. And I probably should put on my mats before I get ahead of myself here. So you have your 3 photo mats. So next month, the workshop will be the Valentine's workshop. I don't remember what the name of that one is off the top of my head. But that'll be the kit for next month. And then I'm trying to think of the new kits that are out. There's a like amusement summer beach one. I think that one I'm gonna do in March. Oh, what is the other one? If anyone thinks of it, let me know. So, I've cut out 2 vellum leaves for you. How many of you love that vellum is back? I do. And then, we're gonna use 2 of these small sticker leaves. We need to adhere our vellum leaves down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive just on the stem part. And that's going to go like that. I love that they brought vellum back. I love using it as an accent or kind of a filler, but you maybe don't want more color added to your page. Lori, you're a card maker. Well, maybe we could convert you into scrapbooking. I've converted a few people on over. The nice thing that a lot of it is just all put together for you. And then I like to add just a little extra something. So these are extra for you guys. The mats are extra. The gems, the ribbon are extra. So a little flower in there. And then I thought one of these hearts would be really cute. Or Jean, you love vellum? I do. I really love vellum. And one other thing that we have coming in the catalog, and I know it's called pastel something. I feel like it's called shimmer paper. Christine was cutting out kits and I was upstairs yesterday and I didn't pre-order any of that, but it's really pretty paper, I do have to say. Then we need a dove. So that might be on my next order. And I'm not usually a pastel girl, but like I said, it was really pretty paper. And you know, the catalogs, the online, they don't do some of those products justice until you see them, you know, live in person. Okay, then in here is the circle star here, and we're gonna put that right up there. Now, the question is, it's the 31st. Have you guys taken your Christmas decorations down yet? Da, 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 da. Or do you leave them up for a while? What do you do? Okay, add some gems to this, and this page is all done. What is next? Okay, so this one kind of goes back to the first one that we did. No, yes. Where we took those two halves and we put them together with the tape. So we're gonna do that again. See, that is my goal. My goal is to convert you guys or bring you back to scrapbooking. That's how I started out. I started off as a scrapbooker, and then as all of your scrapbook stores were closing and stuff, I kind of got into card making. And then, of course, fell in love with Stampin' Up! Because everything coordinates. And I like things that coordinate and go together, from your ribbons to your gems, you know, all of that stuff. And when I first started, they had more scrapbooking stuff. They had a lot more 12 by 12 paper. Then they got rid of it, but now that they brought it back, it's so nice. Okay, so just like we did with the very first page, we line them up, we put them together. We have that strip again of paper that we're gonna crumple up. Mary, don't watch. Mary's got the stockings are coming down today. We might leave ours up today and then maybe tomorrow. I don't know, we won't be home tomorrow, so maybe not. I don't know. Usually though, I do try to get it all down before the kids are like back in school, because then things get busy again and all of a sudden then it's February. And I have been knowing, it's been a really long time, but to have my tree up till February just because. So we're gonna bring in that sanding block again. Lightly sand. Now remember your where it's all wrinkled and that goes in different directions. So you want to make sure that you're sanding in different directions also. Oh, that is awesome that your husband appreciates the Christmas tree and enjoys it being up for his birthday. I think that's great. I have some Scrooges in my house. They feel like the Christmas tree shouldn't go up till they eat the bird, they say. And no Christmas movies can be on till after Thanksgiving. And I am quite the opposite. I like to start getting my tree up in November earlier, so I don't turn the lights on or anything, but it's a process. It takes a while to decorate and do all that, because once Thanksgiving comes around, I don't know about you guys, but the rest of the month just goes by. And had it been this year and I had not started that already, we probably would not have had any trees up yet. So thankful that we got a head start this year. So now I just tore this in half again because we're going to cover that up. Now what I do, because like I said, I always feel that when I put these in a book, my pages are going to be together. So they'll be like this, side by side. So I'm going to make sure that when I put this down, I'm going to bring this page in, and I'm going to put this so that when they're next to each other in a book, they look seamless. You have a 4-foot redwood tree that stays up year round. How cool is that? So do you decorate it all year round too, Mary, like with the different holidays? Will there be Valentine's decorations on it? So make sure you hold that down. Remember, extra glue. Real tree, artificial trees. What does everyone do? I have artificial trees. That's why I can put my tree up in November and not have to wait till December. You don't change it up through the year, but you add stuff every Christmas. That's cool. Okay, so then, I know I have it here because I pulled it out. Here we go. We're gonna put a giant 5x7 picture right in the center here. Oh, and before you glue that down, here we go again, guys. Add your ribbon. Oh. I'll flip this back over for a second. I do this all the time. I get so excited to put this all together, and then, well, you know. Polly, your decorations get put away a day or two after Christmas, and it's a process, as I have lots of decorations. I agree with you. It is a process, just like decorating is a process, where it can take days, and then it's, you know, playing the Jenga. putting everything back in the totes and containers the way that you had it so that everything fits. And then playing Jenga in the corner where you stuff it in the basement or up in the attic or whatever. It's a process. I 100% agree. Okay, now, as Mary said, yesterday, she was glad that she didn't put her kit together before I did my video yesterday because I made all the mistakes yesterday. So now they don't have to make any mistakes when they put their kit together. Okay, so there we go. There's that. We need a dove. We'll pull those dimensionals out because I'm sure we'll use those. So you're gonna put a dove up here. We're gonna need one of these large vellum snowflakes. And one of these pecan pie little twigs. And a little circular. There's a little one. There's a small, medium, and a large. So we have that one, and then we'll need a tree. So we'll get these on. You go for an artificial with lights on years ago. It was hard for me to put the lights on by myself. I agree. I usually am the put the lights on person, and my husband is the take the lights off and curses me out the whole time because I put so many lights on our tree. And I will say this year it was actually kind of nice because I let the kids do it this year and they did a phenomenal job. They didn't put as many lights on as I would, but they still did an excellent job. And I'm like, maybe I can hand over the reins on that and just let the kids do that. We'll see if that works again next year, but this year I had volunteers who were willing. So we went with it. So this little piece here is going to get tucked kind of underneath the mouth here. And our snowflake is going to go about here. So I'm only going to put glue on one half of the section here so that we don't see any adhesive coming through. And this side will just stay loose like that. And we are using, so there's 3 trees on your sticker sheet. So you got a large, a small, and a medium. We're using the medium one here. And there's also a few that are die cut. And I do have to say, I was kind of like complaining my kids had such a long Christmas break this year. I'm like, oh, what are they gonna do? Well, here I feel like it's half over already. And they've stayed plenty busy. At least Bella has. I don't know so much about Landon, but. Okay, and then we're gonna add a little bow with our ribbon. And then you would add some rhinestones. And then all you need to do is fill your pages in with pictures. And I like this because this set could be Christmassy or it could be just wintry or neutral. Okay. I'm gonna cut my ends down a little bit. And then this will go in the center of your snowflake, like that. And then this page is done. So I know we're getting pretty close to the end here. What are we down to? 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. We got 2 more pages to go, it looks like. So there is that. 1 page to go? No. 2 pages. Okay. Now you need your crumb cake. Two-tone paper. Okay. And you can choose if you want to use the light side or the dark side. I went with the light side. And this is the long way. It's going to be this way. So we can adhere this down. And this will go in the center. And you need a 4x6 mat. It'll be a 4x4. And a journal piece. That's from the die cuts. There's also a label that we're going to put in. Some trees. Let's see, we need a dove. I got a few secret sea circles. One will go here, one will go there. And then we'll add some snowflakes. Okay. So this is going to go like this, but I'm going to slide it over. Make sure you have enough room for your label here. Okay, but before we glue that, guess what, guys? We are looking for here we go. Your sticker sheet here has a half circle. So we're going to use this half circle. We're going to glue this, but we're going to leave that edge free so that I can tuck this half circle in. And then this goes like that. Now we can glue our other mats down. Before they get glued down, see, I got all ahead of myself. I was smart the last time. And now this time I forgot. So we're chucking these circles And so I'm gonna have to lift these up a little bit, like that. And then these can get glued down. I think it might be a good night. We have a nice holiday Christmas light show at our park here. And now that we have all this snow, it might be a good night for us to go and see the light show tonight. Okay, so now we're gonna put our dove on. I'll go up here in the corner. We need our tall tree from our sticker sheet. And our tree will go over, how high do I have this? Goes about here. We're going to take some of that ribbon and weave it on our label. So it's going to go down here. So you're just going to take a little bit like this and weave it back and forth. And then we can adhere our label. Happy New Year, Nancy. Are you doing anything fun for the new year? Okay, so then this goes like that. And our little tree from our sticker sheet will go on this other side. So this one will go here. Now we got to add some vellum snowflakes. So we're going to put one. Those are going to get tucked under our tree. So you got multiple sizes, multiple types. And I'm just putting a glue dot in the center, and then you could hide that glue with a rhinestone. Put one up here. You'll be visiting with neighbors tonight. Card making tomorrow, sounds perfect. And having lunch with the people in the building. That sounds cool. Glenn and I and the kids, we're probably going to lay low. We're not much for going out or doing anything like that, but I'm sure there'll be some games. I do have to do one thing yet. Hopefully I'll get that done this afternoon. we'll see. I don't know that I'll have it done before Glenn gets home, but they're gonna have to shovel us out and stuff. So maybe I'll have time. I have one card I gotta make yet today and work on. So that's my one project there. And then I can be done stamping for today and tomorrow. And then we'll be back at it and working on January. Okay, so there's this one. Like I said, I really love this color combination. I love the browns with the blue. Okay, so we're on to our last page already. Look at that. All right. Once again, I'm going to use that light side. And this is, we got two giant circles here, so they're going to go opposite. And then I have one for up here and one for down here. So these are going to go in the mats like this. And we got 4x6s. And those will go in the center of those circles. Now, there's this giant circle here, and I cut you guys out a secret C circle because we need a little bling, right? So we're gonna cut this in half because we didn't have, this is the largest circle. I think this is the Spotlight on Nature Dies. This is the largest circle that we have. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut this down a little bit instead of cutting it in half. If you have some circle dies at home, you could do that. But I'm okay with just cutting it in half and not having it be a complete circle. So my youngest is texting me. There might be bad news. He's like, he hasn't heard the heat kick in from the vents. So I was saying earlier that my house is 59 and we like our house colder. We don't, it's definitely, usually keep it like 65, maybe sometimes less. But I'm like, and I haven't heard the heat kick in. So I hope we're not going to have to deal with that issue tonight. That'd be a way to end the year, right? And he wants to know what time I'll be home. What time should I tell him, guys? Should I tell him I'm on my way home? Oh, I was gonna say, should I tell him I'm on my way home now so he runs outside and does the shoveling like he's supposed to? Because I can guarantee he's probably sat on the couch this morning and he was supposed to cut some firewood and charge up the skid steer. I wonder what got done. Okay. So we're gonna glue our mats onto our large circles. We're gonna center them though, or attempt to center them. The basement is definitely cooler. Yeah, we could go down in the basement. It'll be much cooler down there. Mary knows. Mary has slept in my basement. Mary, will you need my basement again if you come in January? Okay. So we're going to add here these to our corners. That's going to go like that. we'll put our circles on, and then on this one, we have the large snowflake. Possibly, all right. I'll make sure there's heat down there. And I want to make sure that this sneaks through. So we're not putting it in the center of the circle. So we're only going to see a portion of it. So you want to definitely make sure that it's off to the side like that. You're bringing an electric blanket. I'll make sure the vents are open, Mary. I wouldn't let you freeze. I don't know. I might have let you freeze over the summer. Did I make you freeze over the summer, Mary? I should say, Glenn and I, our bodies run warmer than maybe most people, so we keep our house cooler. We figure we can always put blankets on, is kind of our theory. Definitely don't like it hot when I sleep. One of those people that ends up having to like flip my pillow over in the middle of the night because my pillow's too hot. So I'm one of those weird people. Too much air conditioning. I had the vents closed, Mary. Come on now. Okay, so we're gonna take, I have some cloud cover ribbon. And we're just gonna do this on one side because you won't see the other side, or you could put the ribbon. Okay, I will show you guys ribbon on both sides, and you can choose what you would want to do. Cooler is supposed to be healthier. Well, that's good to know. If I'm asking for the heat to be turned up, that means I'm sick. Okay, so we're gonna weave. We're not gonna go all the way across our circle because we don't need to do that and waste this pretty ribbon. So we're just going to partially weave it. Back and forth. Like that. I'm going to put some tape over the top just to make sure that it doesn't come off. And then we'll pop this up. And this gets put on the center. Actually, it goes a little bit center and to the left is how it goes, because now we need to put our two trees in here. So I'm only going to pop up one side of my tree because some of it will be Oh no, we're doing this one different, but it's getting tucked anyways. So this one is gonna get tucked in like this. And then we're gonna pop this one up. And this one goes like this. So you can decide. This one, I just had the one side of ribbon peeking through. This one, I have the ribbon peeking through on both sides and it partially covering the tree. I like it this way because you can see more of the trees, but it's your design. Feel free. So then we're gonna finish up with some more vellum snowflakes. And that will round out this kit. And like I said, you've got some flowers left over. Those could go on the inside of your card or cards. If you wanted to, you could add some more flowers to another page. Whatever you want to do. I hear some people snow blowing out there. Looks like it stopped snowing for now. So there we go. Peaceful Days kit is complete. So we'll bring these pages all back in. Oops, I have a snowflake coming from somewhere. Okay, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. Which one am I missing? I think this one, page 6, right? Yep. Okay, so here's our 6 pages. We have our 5 cards that we did. Like I said, this is a $70 order with me. You'll have to have the kit, but I'll send you the ribbon. You'll get rhinestones with this kit, the vellum snowflakes, any of the mats and everything you need to complete the cards. Next month will be the Valentine's thing. You guys can check back. The beginning of the video is where I have the Morning Create class, the technique class. Those kits are available to order. And as always, you guys can place an order and get the card kits for free. Completely up to you. Let's see. And then I think the next time I'll be back is not till January 14th with Technique. But I also have in-house here, we'll be doing Winter Bingo, which was beginning of December and it got moved to Monday the 5th. So if you want to join me in person for bingo, let me know. So otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful New Year's Eve. Ring out the year in style, and hopefully 2026 brings you many blessings. And it's been wonderful having a whole nother year to stamp with you guys, and I look forward to 2026 with all of you. So have a great New Year's. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see you next year.